Hi, this is Burgundy. Welcome to our first edition of, I don't know, let's call it Ask a Burg for now until I get a better idea. So I got an email from Jen. She has back and hip issues that cause her pain while she's doing back bends in class and any type of core work where she's laying on her back on the ground. So she's asking, how can she strengthen her core and participate in class without pain and without going into child's pose so often? So this is a very good question. First of all, when it comes to any kind of pain, obviously you want to honor whatever feels best for your body. So you don't want to plow through the pain. That's not yoga. That's something else. But this goes to an interesting point about back pain. So there are plenty of yoga videos online for yoga for back pain. But this question specifically, I'm taking it as, what can I do in class? What types of adjustments or modifications can I do so I can still participate in a class with back pain? So this is yoga with back pain. Jen is specifically talking about low back pain and hip pain, so that's in the lumbar region. There are a couple different types of pain that you can experience in this region. You can have pain when you forward fold. You can have pain when you do a back bend, which is the opposite of a forward fold. So if it hurts to do either of those things, there are a few modifications outside of just not doing the thing. So when you do a forward fold, try to bend your knees. Bend your knees as much as you need to in order to feel that you are going into the forward fold without pain. First of all, if it does hurt to do a back bend, obviously you can avoid it. Do not do any deep back bends. You're not shooting for wheel pose. You're not shooting for full bow pose when you've got back pain. You're going to ease into those things. So when you're going into bridge pose, you can use a couple different options. First of all, you can do supported bridge, where you're stacking blocks underneath your pelvis and just allowing your pelvis to rest on those blocks. You're not engaging muscles. You're just allowing your low back to release. If you'd like to actually engage some muscles from your supported back bend, from your supported bridge, you can start to engage your gluteal muscles, press your feet into the floor, and just lift your hips a little bit off the block. And you're just working on creating a nice slope from your shoulders up to your knees. When you are going into bow pose, instead of grabbing onto your feet and lifting up towards the ceiling, practice being on your elbows and lifting your chest, like in Sphinx pose. And instead of grabbing onto your ankles, simply bend your knees behind you and gently work on pressing your heels up towards the ceiling. Poses like up dog may be off limits for now. You can work on cobra instead. If you do like some aspects of up dog, upward facing dog, you can leave your legs on the floor, relax your leg muscles, or feel what it's like to engage your gluteal muscles versus relax your gluteal muscles. One might feel better than the other. So let's flip over onto our back. Core strengthening poses. If you are doing poses like boat pose, Navasana, do one leg at a time and hold your legs so that you may still be able to engage certain core muscles, but you're not having to use everything in order to keep your legs lifted. That is a lot of effort on your back. When you're laying down, maybe in reclined or long boat, reclined Navasana, do one leg at a time. So if you're lifting one leg at a time, if everybody's lifting their legs, just do one at a time. Most poses we're holding for 5 or so breaths. So you hold for a couple of breaths, release your leg, lift the other leg, bring it down. When you are completely supine, laying on your back on the floor, it may help to also bring your palms underneath your pelvis, thumbs touching. What this does is this helps to elongate your spine. You're lengthening your arms to get them down to your pelvis, which helps to support your back. You can also try what I'm calling 90-degree angle pose. Your low back down into the floor, knees directly over your hips, shins parallel to the floor, flex your feet. And you're primarily just working on pressing your low back into the floor. Relax your belly and your chest. And this can help give you strengthening for your core while helping to support your back. So in closing, when you're coming into a yoga class, if you have back pain, the two things I recommend you grab from the stack of props, 2 blocks at the minimum, and a blanket that you can use to fold up and sit on if you need to help lift your hips higher than your knees. You can go into Viparita Karani instead of Shavasana, where you're supine on the floor, where your legs are up the wall. You can use a bolster underneath your legs up by your butt in Shavasana to help relax your low back. Use the support of props and your arms to help you ease into these poses until your back feels better. Don't force it. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any further questions, shoot me an email, burg@yogahappiness.us. See you in class.